to I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Today I'm making a cake for a 30th birthday party for a guy named Sam. His mom messaged me asking for a birthday cake to feed about 20 to 25 people. So I made her a quarter sheet cake instead of a round cake this time. I wanted to do something different, and she wanted a rainbow cake, which is what you see here. I've got the three different layers going on, or three different colors going on here. And I'm making her a raspberry and chocolate frosting cake. So she wanted something very simple for her son, nothing crazy, no lot of decorations or anything like that. So right now I'm just filling in the cake with raspberry. And in case you're unfamiliar, it's best if you do a piping border like I did with your frosting. That way, when you're using a jam filling or some sort of filling that's not buttercream, it won't seep out the sides when you go to frost the outer side of the cake. And another tip I have is to always decorate your cake frozen. Um, when my cakes come out of the oven, I let them cool for about 10 minutes and then I wrap them in plastic wrap and put them in the freezer. That also helps seal in the moisture of the cake. So I've done all my layers now with the raspberry jam filling, and I am just giving a crumb coat to the top and the sides of the cake, and then I'm going to throw it back in the freezer again so that the crumb coat has time to set up and get a little bit hard so that there's no crumbs. And technically, you really don't need to do a crumb coat if you working with a frozen cake. That's part of the reason why I do that. This cake was taking a little bit longer than expected. So that's why I did the crumb coat on this one. So here I'm just doing the final coat of frosting. And this is just your basic buttercream frosting, nothing special. Like I said, the lady wanted something very simple for her son who was turning 30 and not a lot of decoration. So I'm just making sure that it's nice and smooth. And at some point, I'm going to be using a plastic edge scraper. And let me know if you have any tips for using this, because I don't know if I'm using it wrong or if I just have trouble with it. I don't know. But that's why I went back to my regular cake spatula, because I was having trouble with it. You see, it wasn't coming out smooth on the sides there. And I don't know if I'm holding it the wrong way or not at the right angle. I'm not really sure because I just recently bought those, and I've tried using them a couple times on round cakes as well, and I'm just having trouble. So I just go back to my tried and true cake spatula. Once I get this cake all smooth, I decided that I wanted to do a, I don't know what they call it, but in concrete work they call it a trowel. I don't know what they call it for cake decorating. I can't remember for some reason, but it's the tool that makes the lines on the side of the cake like you'll see here in just a moment. So I don't know what this tool is called for cakes, but I know in concrete work and construction it's a trowel. So anywho, that's what I decided to do because I was just having trouble getting the sides nice and smooth. And that's a way to, if you're having trouble getting it nice and smooth. As you see, I did the piping here and I didn't like it because it was too big and it was starting to run out of frosting. And honestly, I didn't want to make any more. So I put on a smaller tip after scraping it off, and it was still too big. So I scraped it off one more time, and here's the third time I am doing the border, and I actually used a slightly different tip. I can't remember which one I used. It definitely worked much better. And here I am doing the same tip with the bottom border, and I almost started to run out of chocolate frosting for the bottom as well, but I squeezed every last little drop out of there. And I wanted to add just a little something extra, so I put in some chocolate Jimmy sprinkles on the top and bottom border. And then here I am just putting the Happy Birthday Sam which I did on my Cricut with the offset, so it's like got a background to it. And I'm just putting some melted chocolate on there to act as the glue because you don't want to put it directly on the cake. The lady, her son, and all of his friends absolutely loved this cake and they thought it was delicious. So here is the final product in just a second. Nothing fancy, very nice and simple, and tasted great. Don't forget to take whisks and try not to burn anything down while you're doing it.